Previously on Cyberpunk.
I'm going to apply 3 points of luck to this shot.
You fire and immediately this custom-made silenced pistol jams.
And all I know is there's a biker behind us, and I need more bikers than that to come and help us.
Oh, hell yeah!
Where's the prey? Where do I roll to prey?
The RV driver rolls a 1 on the driving check to get down into the ravine.
I'm praying all the time.
Yeah. Back to the mission.
Hello and welcome back to PlayStation Access Plays Cyberpunk 2020. My name is Chris Thurston and I am here with a gang of misfits and their Cyberpunk 2020 characters who are currently delving deep into the mean streets.
We've just progressed. That was me.
Look, I feel like in the previous episodes, hopefully people have watched to catch up on the plot so far, that I've been a little bit nice to you.
By sending an armoured RV after us.
Exactly. An armoured RV that achieved very little in terms of its job, which was to wound and derail our beloved characters.
I almost got shot in the leg.
So good.
Almost is very key in this game. But nonetheless, you were successful at evading the nomad sort of attack convoy.
The headshot.
Seem to be pursuing you through the streets of the combat zone as you pursue a set of data discs for a criminal called Divine that has you by the proverbial. You were chased by forces unknown. A shouty man outside, momentarily distracting. You know what? That's real. That actually happened in Night City in the year 2020. You have now, you're driving through the driveway, this low concrete, sort of would be a river if it had rained recently. But it's always raining. That's confusing. It's a little wet now, the driveway. It's actually a little too wet. You pull up out of the driveway and up back onto a different street. Comfortable that with the destruction of the RV and the attendant sort of crisis, you're clear to return to the streets of the combat zone. As you pull up onto the road, you hear a voice through a distant window screaming, "Oi!" And you turn to see a booster ganger, shabby looking kind of fella, sort of as much cybernetics as they can afford, leaning on his bike. This is Nix, your contact, your gang contact, whose favour you've called in.
Nix, you got here just too late.
He says, "We saw what happened. That was awesome.
It would have been more awesome if you'd stopped my car from getting shot up. I've only got one sedan.
We can go back and shoot them."
Well, that's an interesting idea.
No.
They, we passed by on the bridge. They were a mess, man. What? I think one of them's dead. They were like, they didn't want any of it. Like, we thought maybe, there'd be like a fight in that.
See, I'm now looking to the rest of my group and I'm thinking, do we want to be really cold-hearted about this? Or, because those guys weren't really trying to kill us, or are we thinking it might be more handy to have Nix and his bikers?
Keep that favour, man. I'd keep that favour.
Ask them to tag along.
But if they're wounded, maybe we could.
The trauma team are not coming in here for
No,
them.
I
They'll
don't
bleed
want you
out
to heal
anyway.
them.
No, that's what I mean. They're going to, but no.
She means they're
Get
dead anyway.
Info out of them. Why were they chasing us? What were they after? Wesley? I turned to Wesley.
Yes, you turn to Wesley. Wesley, the cowboy in the back seat of your car.
It looked like they were after you. You're claiming you don't know anything about it. I don't buy it.
His sheer sort of incredulity at this suggestion, his guileless nature maintains. And he says, "I don't know anything about. I've only just. I'm not from here. It seems unlikely they'd be chasing me."
Well, they were chasing him. They were chasing him. It's your call, Axel Burke.
He says, proving that he remembers your name.
He's full name to there. He's really
Full
nice.
named me. Nix, I just want you to tag along. You guys free for the rest of the evening? We've got a dangerous job on.
If this is what you want us to do,
We're gonna leave those guys where they are, and assume that they can do us no more harm. But I reckon you're going to be more used to us
All right.
tagging along.
Have you been drinking, Nick? Should you be riding that?
Should you be holding that? And he points to the guitar, and then he points to your mask.
Oh, point taken.
Nothing's gone wrong with that guitar today.
for the last 10 minutes?
An escort through the combat zone would be exactly what we need.
The grown-ups are talking, guys.
Oh yeah, superb.
All right, easy enough. You drive on with Nix and the gang. Do you share where you're going with them?
No, they're just following behind us.
All right, they're just following behind. In that case, you need to figure out where you are.
Okay.
So, Axel, I want you to do a streetwise check for me.
Okay. I have no special streetwise ability,
Yep.
and I've rolled a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's goes with my body, which is 5'8". Total of 8.
You are a little lost. You drive off confidently in your family sedan, deeper into the combat zone, trailing this booster gang behind you. You go past a block, past another block, at which point you realise,
Mate, you're
I know
lost.
where I'm going.
I'm pretty streetwise, and I think I know that.
All right.
I think
all
I know
right.
the
Hey,
direction.
Jimmy.
if you've got a better idea, man, you tell us where to go.
I will. 10. That's
Roll again.
so streetwise. 7.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you beat a 10, don't worry.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you know, like you're looking at that, grabbing that piece of paper, the address out of Axel's hand, knowing what you know about the combat zone. You know that you've kind of gone kind of wildly off course basically to the west, slightly like in the wrong direction. But it's like you can easily point out the streets you need to take the fastest possible route to where you're going.
I convey that to Axel. Axel, take a right up here, mate.
Yeah, all right. I don't enjoy you telling me what to do, but it seems like you know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing.
All right. You turn
on
off
these streets.
and with the wild chickens. I did say wild chickens, didn't I?
So wild.
If I was wrong about that, the wild chickens now. Trailing after you. You actually, as you kind of drive through the combat zone, you can hear like
Clucking?
the occasional. You can hear like the occasional like screech of tires, the occasional gunshot, or even something kind of a little bit more esoteric, occasional scream, just like off in the distance, like just night noises. And beyond that, just the noise of the city. This isn't a quiet place even at night, even when the combat zone is relatively peaceful. It's still in the center of a city that is itself super active. So you got the background hustle, but actually the streets settle into something like a little bit of peace. There's just the lights of flickering street lamps off sort of glistening streetways. You're in now the sort of the real darkest part of the city.
I should have already asked this. How many riders does Nix have with? How many chickens are roosting?
Nix
this
is
evening?
accompanied by 3 members of the wild chickens, each with their own. Well, actually, they have 3 bikes. Two of them are on 1 bike.
Right. Okay. That's the kind of outfit I brought.
They're not the most famous or most important booster gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're our booster gang.
Yeah. And eventually, you realize as you're passing that like whatever's happening here, like your passage is enough with the gang is enough for people to kind of like back away into their alleyways and alcoves and warehouses and homes, right? Like this is like you don't pass any of the predators of this environment that are sufficiently hungry to prey on this particular prey that you're offering them. Family sedan full of people, but the gang complicates that somewhat. So you pass through the city, deeper and deeper until you reach. You realize that you're probably at this point about a block away from the address that you've been given.
Mate, we're about a block away.
Yeah.
From the address we've been given.
How are we gonna do this?
MJ, tactics is your job, man. What's going on?
Well, am I aware of like of any danger around? Like, if we pull the car over and we walk the rest of the way,
Yeah.
am I aware of anything in the immediate surroundings that would suggest getting out and walking the last block would be a very unwise thing to do?
Give me an awareness check.
8. 18.
Lovely. That is sufficient to establish that actually the buildings around you, like, as sort of as cagey, as sketchy as the combat zone can be, the buildings around you are abandoned. Like, it's like whatever fight people want to have in this very fighty part of Night City, they don't want to have it here specifically. Night City otherwise, right? Like, the sort of, you're not getting anything from around here, it just looks empty.
Well, probably the quiet approach is the sensible approach. So maybe we ditch the car a block away. We walk the rest of the way in.
Chickens get off the bikes.
You, Wesley pops up and says,
I forgot about Wesley.
"You forgot about me."
You stay in the car, Wesley. We don't need you coming along.
I'm
I
not
was
sure.
joking.
Okay. He takes his Stetson out of the back, puts it on.
Wesley, have you, you're from the country, you done any hunting or anything? How do you feel about a weapon?
Not a terrible shot.
Oh, okay, you've really filled me with confidence there, mate. Well, it's good to know. I'm just saying, I think we will keep hold of our weapons for now, but...
And on that note, I would like to take my gun back from Pheonix.
Oh yeah, I don't need it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. So you, but like, Wesley's like, the rest of you know to get out of a car in this environment, like, it's out of the car and then behind the nearest bit of, like, fallen concrete or pile of breeze blocks or big pile of trash or, like, mountainous heap of bullet casings. Like, that's the kind of environment you're in. Like, Wesley steps out of the car like he's just, like it's a breath of fresh air after the stuffy car. Right? It's like, ooh. It's raining, it's night. He doesn't care at all.
Wesley, mate,
Get down, Wesley.
get behind something.
He makes this sort of like feigned, like theatrical, like, okay, like ducking motion. Like he's having to duck so that the audience will be able to tell he was ducking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's at point blank. I have sleep darts. Like, if we wanna, just let me know.
Are you gonna carry him after he's asleep?
Oh no, I
'Cause
was gonna
ain't
put him back in
carrying
the trunk.
Let's keep the rich idiot with us,
Alright.
and let's head inside.
He does have that Trauma
Alright.
Team Platinum card.
How are we getting into this building? Is there like a main
So,
I haven't got
entrance?
to the building yet.
As you approach, you see that you're looking at a sort of like a derelict storage facility. By derelict, I mean like one of the walls has fallen. It's a pretty bad thing. But it's sort of multi-layered with a metal gantry running around the outside, stairs up to that, like a kind of wide kind of fire escape type arrangement. Multiple big garage doors on the lower half, and it's surrounded by just like piles of debris and trash. There's almost like a kind of almost like a kind of sloping approach. Like you'd have to go up and over, like if apart from the road direction, you'd have to go up and over this kind of like sort of scrapyard of just bits of other buildings, cars, just the detritus of the combat zone. But it's sort of otherwise, if this is indeed an Arasaka facility, they've done a very good job of just, you would pass by this place immediately. There's like any number of run-down warehouses that you've passed as you've explored this part of the city.
Can you see anything, MJ, with your eye?
Maybe I could deploy my eye. Would it be a good idea for me to see if I could sneak in first, scope the place out, see what's
So
inside?
nice of you to ask. What can you see first? Can you see
Yeah,
anything?
do an awareness check for me and give yourself, actually I'll just factor in your special eye.
I'm looking through. I'll put my goggles on.
I'm dying.
You have,
cover-
you have to use your goggles to look through your cybernetic
Yes,
eye. All
I
right.
do.
Don't question him.
All
Just
right.
leave him.
My
He's
job
happy.
to question him.
Can someone read that?
It's an 8. That's fine.
Okay.
10, 18.
Lovely. So you get two things from this. One is, from the outside, so with your regular eyes, you can see that there are like tracks leading in from the sort of the ground entryway, like towards one of those big open garage doors. With your infrared, however, you can see a few things. One thing you spot is not in that necessary area where the tracks are, but like dotted around the place, you can see the occasional telltale kind of like infrared flare that indicates the presence of laser tripwires and traps.
Interesting. But no people.
You can maybe make out like a few sort of faint and hazy heat signature type kind of outlines, but not 100% enough to kind of get a solid read on the occupants of the building yet.
Right.
What can you see?
I can see there are laser wires in there. Traps.
Around the outside, I should stress.
Around the outside of the building.
Around the outside.
I can't quite make out what's inside, but I'm pretty sure there are people in there. I'm getting faint infrared readings.
Can you see anything up top? Because I could set up a wire for us to maybe get onto the roof.
The roof? You want to go in through the roof?
I've just got a grapple hand and I'm desperate to use it, mate.
You want to go up to the roof? I can take a look up, see if I can see anything, but I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna look up with my infrared vision and see if I can see any traps on the exterior of the building.
There are a couple, like all of the kind of obvious exterior ingress points, like windows and things, like that stairwell. You can see the kind of this laser trip wires that would indicate the presence of mines.
Mines.
Should have bought chaff grenades.
Chaff grenade.
Chaff grenades.
So either way's much of a muchness. Downstairs or upstairs, doesn't matter, they've got it all covered.
What?
At least you can see the tripwires.
Can I see any specific entry point into this building?
Well, so there's that main sort of open garage door, which is the one where the tracks are leading.
Yeah, there's garage doors, and then there's steps leading up to a gantry which goes around the outside of the building. Yeah. Are there doorways along this gantry or windows?
There are one or two metal doors and windows. It appears to be like dark or dimly lit inside.
What's
Well,
the
I
call,
don't think we
MJ?
should be going through the main garage doors because that's where the tracks are leading. I don't want to be walking straight into a situation where we are immediately spotted.
Hang on, mate. Can I use my radio scanner ears just to see if I pick up any kind of communications, any sort of shortwave radio being used by anyone in the area?
Absolutely. Give me just an awareness check, I guess. Maybe
Off it goes. What is it?
Nobody knows.
6 plus 4 is 10 plus 8 is 18.
Okay, lovely. You scan through a couple of channels. Again, the usual stuff. A couple of talk shows. Yeah, at least one or two Johnny Silverhand performances. And you find a channel which just appears to be a kind of like, it's quite strong. Like the connection's quite strong. Bear in mind, it's a radio, right? Like you can't pinpoint it, and you don't hear anyone saying, "Hey, I'm in the Arasaka," right? Anything like that. You find like a suspicious channel that seems to be emanating from nearby, which just appears to be kind of like a series of kind of like clicks on the static line, like sort of something being communicated, but you don't know what.
I'm not getting much, guys. There's some sort of comms in there, but I can't make it out. Look, I'm just thinking out loud, but two other things we should consider. First of all, if we're to assume this is an Arasaka building, I've got Arasaka written all over me, which might be useful in some way. I mean, you get your minds to work.
There's our company logo walking in on a man we don't recognize.
Well,
let's just leave him right alone.
Maybe I'm there for,
say that.
maybe I've been sent by head office. Also, I don't like your tone, MJ. Remember who you're working for.
Not you.
Well, sort of. Also, Axel, I mean, this is your old ends. Maybe not this place, but you know the company.
Staff car,
do you know enough to bluff us in? How much would we have to find out about what's going on here for you to be able to?
I'll be honest with you, Jimmy, man. I don't know how far that's going to go because this place looks deserted. It looks like there's some weird covert operation going down with laser wires. If I rock up to the front desk with my ID, I'm not sure they're going to let us in.
You've got a tie.
I do.
He's got a tie.
And the
he's
braces.
got you. He's got sheriff, and he's got some gang members.
Well, we didn't all have to go at the same time, MJ. I mean, I was thinking maybe we could have
How
different.
about I go in one way and you try an alternative.
That's sort of what I'm suggesting, isn't it? I'm saying many forms of. We could approach this from many different ways. I'm the Arasaka man. He used to work there. You're the silent assassin.
Well, why don't you walk right in the front door with your Arasaka written all over you, and I will sneak in the quiet way.
Or maybe I will.
Maybe
I will, because maybe I'm not a coward like you.
A coward? I want us to get out of this thing alive, you idiot.
I would like you both to do a stealth check.
21 for me.
21.
Oh dear, I'm going to be the one that lets us down here, aren't I? 12.
12, did you say?
But if you turn those numbers around, it's 21, like MJ.
So you maybe realize this. You realize that your voices are getting louder as you argue. As you argue, it maybe occurs to you first, MJ, that maybe that's not a good idea. Just in time to see a kind of the flickering beam of a torchlight or a flashlight pass across the sort of the windows and then sort of out towards that garage, and then the kind of long shadow of a figure kind of obviously kind of moving to investigate this noise.
Everybody get down. Now.
Okay. Everybody gets down.
Okay. Everyone gets down. Everyone came to get up.
What's your plan, MJ?
My plan, I'm gonna sneak in there on my own.
What about the immediate plan with the guy who's coming over to save us?
Yeah. Well, you stay down here. Where is he? What window is he looking out?
He's coming out of that garage door.
He's coming out of the garage door.
The same way the tracks were leading in, right?
Right.
He's sort of walking out again.
Okay. What's the environment like between where we are
You've got
and that garage door?
hilly mounds of scrap.
Is it dark between
It
us?
is.
Okay. Can I try and sneak over to the building? So I'm sort of pressing myself, against the wall of the building, so there's no way from his position he can see where I am.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to ask you to do a stealth check.
That's a 10.
No, you just roll the 10.
Yeah.
It's just been back-to-back crits for you today.
12 plus 15, 27.
Yeah. So you see a figure in sort of decent quality sort of gear, good flak jacket, sort of clearly a pressed shirt underneath it, walk out, helmeted, sort of cradling an SMG and a kind of bandolier, walk out, look around. As that's happening, you can just Metal Gear the hell out, right all the way up to the edge of the building. Because you'd already scouted for and seen the mines, it's relatively trivial for you to kind of get over each of the kind of obstacles in the way and not trigger any of them. Good job. And you're now kind of at a vantage point. Your friends, the people you've been thrust together with by fate are sort of crouched behind scrap piles off in the distance, but you're sort of now slightly behind this guy. He still stood some of the faint light from inside the building is kind of illuminating his back. That makes sense.
Right.
Sort of in the middle of the pathway. But yeah, he's right in front of you.
Can I whisper to Burke. He does know if this goes badly, the whole building's going to know we're here.
I don't know why he knows, man. He's insane.
Phone him.
This is great.
Don't phone him.
Don't phone
How does
him.
you feel about this?
Absolutely terrified. The best thing I'd want to do is get all of those security systems shut down, but I can't get close enough. I have a tech scanner. Can I use my tech scanner?
You can use your tech scanner.
I'll use my tech scanner. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it scans for tech.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, yeah. Let's see if we can find
Ron
that'll
Seal.
help us find cameras and other.
Yeah, just give me a tech scan.
I like to have a plan that isn't just MJ stabs a man.
7,
Dark future.
10, and then 8, so 18.
Lovely. So obviously for you immediately, there's a few things you become aware of. So where are you sort of scanning? What sort of the...
It would be the outside of the building.
Right. So all of the same kind of mines and things that MJ saw, they kind of light up for you as well. So embedded into sort of just like hidden cleverly next to piles of debris. Not so basically to almost like this building has a quite sophisticated security setup, but without looking like it has one, which is obviously the point. They seem to be clustered around to the doors and windows as well, with the exception of this open garage door. And then on the inside, you can see, again, you're quite far away, so it's not necessarily easy to see everything. What you can see is a telltale sign of pieces of cyberware in this person that's just walked out into the open. And also the kind of flickering signal of cyberware on more than a few people inside. But then inside, it's a little less clear. Like, you suspect this might be maybe a lead line building or something like that. Some sort of disruptive surface that prevents you from getting an accurate, like a fully accurate read. Other than that,
Pheonix, what's the deal?
Well, the mines are definitely out there and I can see them. There's more people inside that building and there's cyber tech up, which means they know how to fight.
So this building is not as low tech as it looks, is what you're telling me?
It is definitely not as low tech as it looks.
Jimmy, you got any bright ideas?
No. I tried to have a
at this
bright idea.
point, so Wesley for once is quiet, but Nix kind of scratches down next to you and goes, "Huh?
I guess we need to tell you what to do next.
We can. I'm happy if you want to call this even."
Do you know what, boys? Do you mind just hanging around? We've got to get inside this building. I feel like it's going to be handy having you just wait here. Stay out of.
All right.
Stay out of
All right.
trouble.
If it's a fight at the end of the day, sounds good.
If there's a noise from inside,
Maybe
come and find us.
Nix and the chickens could do like a sort of a hit and a run sort of a situation, maybe try and peel a few people off out of here.
Oh, that's
Draw
not a
them
bad
out,
shout.
draw them away.
What kind of weaponry do the chickens come with?
They're carrying like an assortment of pistols and submachine guns.
What do you think, guys? We get the chickens to fire on the guy, take MJ, take the heat off him a little bit, and then they can just ride off into the distance, maybe leave the coast clear for us to go upstairs and fiddle with their security systems.
Nix is nodding emphatically, but as it happens, MJ, I want to know what's going through your head, because you're not aware of any of this.
So all I can see is that the guy, I'm against the wall, he's come out.
Yeah.
I can see my friends across the way.
Yeah,
and I'm 5 meters away from him.
Yep.
All I don't know they're trying to plan a distraction or anything.
No, you don't.
Uh-oh.
But
Just do what you
itching
feel.
to get that goddamn sword out and run it through someone because
Here we go.
I know if it goes wrong, it's gonna go very, very wrong.
What's the most cyberpunk thing to do in this scenario?
Oh, God.
The most cyberpunk thing to do is probably to use my modular hand, which I believe has a garrote inside.
Yeah, you basically pull out the thumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to close the 5 meter gap between me and this man without him knowing I have done that. And then, what can I say about how armored he is? You said he's got a helmet.
Hello, sorry. How armored are you?
From where I am,
this.
what is his neckline?
So
like?
he's wearing a helmet and then a flak jacket, but like it's like a shirt collar. It's
Right.
it's like he's
Okay.
It's perfect for garroting.
I'm going to attempt
perfect for garrote.
to sneak up behind him
the advert said.
with my garrote
Yeah.
and put my garrote over his head, round his neck, and silently strangle him.
Okay. So first things first, I'd like you to do another stealth check just to close that final distance.
Oh no, it's a 2.
What do you add to that?
15.
Okay.
So hang on, actually no. Reflexes plus,
Stealth.
yeah, 15, so 17 altogether.
You've done it. Still, like he adds 9 to 2. He rolled a 2 as well. So, yeah. So you are behind him. That means you can kind of launch this ambush. It is still nonetheless an ambush. I think that's the fair way to call it if we're going to do this properly. So, roll initiative for me.
10.
You just got another
and
crit.
8. Yeah, so 18 plus my combat sense, so 25. Plus what else gets added? Just that.
You'll be pleased to know that he got 15. So
Oh, good. I'm going first again. Lovely.
Lovely. Yep. So, go for it. Just give me a straight up melee attack. I think is probably fair.
Okay.
I think you're going to be fine.
6. That is a 6. Add on to melee, which is also a 6. That's a 12. 8. That's 20. Plus
Lovely.
1, 21.
As the garrote wire comes around his neck, I'm going to ask you to tell me what is your intent with this garrote wire.
To strangle him to death.
Okay.
Oh, don't sit on the fence, MJ, will you?
So just roll 2d6.
That is a 6.
Oh,
6.
MJ's bringing it.
And a 4. 10.
10. Nice. So you, and this is to his head, which is the aimed target. So you
neck.
double that to 20. Well, I'm going to call it head and neck.
Yeah.
Like, we are literally splitting the difference.
Trying to.
So the 20 total. So oh, Jesus. So you do a lot of damage.
I wonder if his head is off.
It might be. Yes. So. He initially sort of barely kind of like there's a sort of like sudden and then just gone. He is dead zone.
Oh, for God's sake, we were having a...
He's done him already.
No, but what about our idea?
And he's dancing
There we
now.
go.
So
He's got to stop doing that.
Oh my god, he's dancing again.
Don't dance on someone's
So
grave.
you've killed this person. They they are in your arms tonight.
Oh,
they
right, that's
slump
down.
back against you.
Tonight.
You're obviously now in the open. You apparently have a moment, because that was garbage. That roll was garbage. To
I'm going to drag him into the nearest
give
and
me-
darkest pile of rubble I can see.
give me a stealth check, but -2 because you're dragging.
That's a 6.
15, right?
Plus 50, 21. 19.
Jeez. Yeah, you're fine. So you guys, while you're planning, you just see MJ dash out of cover, rip his thumb out of the socket, look around this guy's head, crack, pull him backwards into the shadows, and then just like that's one guard.
So it's
is gone.
decided. The wild chickens will make... Oh, for God.
We need to decide what to do with the chickens now. We don't. What do we need to do?
I still
Just
think
tell
that
them?
it could be good for thinning them out. I don't know.
Who are they
Or-
going to shoot at though?
They just make a lot of noise. They're chickens.
Just
they
in the
cluck.
air. Just cluck.
All right, fine. Well, then he can watch our backs whilst we go in.
All right then. And we're going to turn to Nix and just say, Nix, apparently we don't need you to shoot that guy anymore. But what we'd like you to do is stay here, out of sight, and if there's a big noise inside, come and find us.
He says, "You're the boss,"
Okay, cool.
and he sort of waves to his men like, "Just calm down. It'll get fun in a minute."
Can you lead us past the traps?
I can. I know where all the mines are.
Yep.
Do you think should we three stick together? Or should one of us go with MJ and you guys go and do it? What do you want to do?
We're doing with Wes, mate.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Wesley.
Right?
I'd forgotten about Wes.
Oh, Wesley.
Where
Whoa,
is
whoa, whoa, whoa.
he?
What?
No, I mean as in the song Ruby, but anyway.
Maybe we should ask Wesley what he'd like to do. I don't think that was a good idea.
He's like, he has sort of fully involved himself as part of the gang. Like he is just like crouched down next to you, like maybe between you sharing this conversation, agreeing with everything everyone says.
We can't just leave him here, can we?
No, I don't think so. He's worth money.
He's worth good money.
Yeah.
Fine. He'll just have to come with us.
He's a big fan of yours, Jimmy. Maybe we should go with you.
I know. Wesley, do you understand? You have to be completely quiet. I just want you to just tell me you know that this isn't a theme park.
He
This
says,
is happening.
He says, "Oh, of course I know that. I think you killed that person back there."
Yeah, and I think he just killed that one. So.
Oh, him?
No, yeah.
Ah, I didn't know if that was like not lethal.
No, that was.
Why am I talking about this?
Wesley,
It's
just
like, oh,
look. You're gonna
Cool.
have to come with us because there's nothing else we can do with you. Just be cool. Don't just do what we tell
tips
you
his
to
hat
do.
to you, like.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Right.
Just do as we say.
Right, do we want the power out?
Yeah, we need the power.
The power out.
We need
Wow.
the power out.
Okay, right.
There'll definitely be an outside fuse box, and I can go and find that.
I think maybe I should go with MJ when you three go and do the power. Unless you want us all to be together. What do you guys think?
I don't mind, mate.
Alright, I'm gonna make my way stealthily down to where MJ is.
Oh my God.
You two come with me and then
Why is he
Don't
coming
say anything.
over here? For God's sake.
Back up! Back up!
Get over there, man.
Alright, I'm going to ask you all to do stealth checks, but I'm going to give you a hearty +3 to this because someone's murdered the sentry.
I got
16.
16?
a 3 and that brings me up to 10.
I got a 2, but it brings me up to
Jimmy, you were standing still.
12.
Okay.
Better than you.
Ooh. You've just done it.
Oh, Jimmy played.
That 12 was really necessary.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank
Okay.
God you killed that sentry, MJ.
Okay, so yeah, there's a moment like right towards the end of that little scamper across the scrap piles when only it's closest for Jimmy, but like you're following Pheonix. She knows where the mines are, and then you sort of forget, like it's almost like you can't hold the two equally important things in your mind at the same time. Don't step on a mine, and also don't be heard. So you basically you see that you've gone slightly off course and that she's steering you like this way, and you go like ooh, and then that ooh is like, just there's a pause as you wait for the potential like response. But no, I'm just going to roll for Wesley. No, he's actually fine as well.
Oh, hey, Pheonix.
Yes.
Are these mines, or are they like alarm systems? Like, is this lethal, or is this to warn someone if we get close?
They're mines. They are lethal.
Okay.
Well, give me a little tech check for it.
Okay.
Take it actually do awareness, but add your tech. I don't know if the system works that way. But
Okay, that's a 6, and my tech is at 8.
Yeah. You can see that they're actually a mix of EMP mines
Nice.
and gas mines.
Great.
So that stands out to you because you don't see explosives.
Okay. That's interesting to me.
Just don't step on them, okay?
No, I'm not going to step on
It
them.
would just be easier if you just didn't
I'm
step
not
on
going to
them.
step on them.
If you have one more line of argument, I'm going to make you do stealth checks. Okay.
Have I made it down to MJ?
Yeah, you're all kind of lined up next to the wall, like a Brady bunch.
That was nice work, MJ.
What are you doing over here?
I'm back up.
I told you, all you're gonna do is make... Right, shh, enough. Let's just get in the goddamn building because I'm sick and tired of having to babysit your clumsy ass. Right, Pheonix, you're looking to shut down whatever security systems they have by locating an external power box.
There must be some power system for this building that I can shut down.
I am the most effective, stealthy person out of us.
I guess.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can maintain contact with each other while I go in the building and you stay on the outside of the building? Because if I'm trying to locate this thing...
Yes, it's all right. We get it. You're a lone wolf kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Look, he's got a phone in his head, and I've got radio ears.
That's good.
I can
guess that's
listen
good.
to.
Yeah, but if we're trying to sneak somewhere and all of a sudden I sneak and you're like... then our cover's going to be blown.
Did you just do that for real in order to mime it?
No.
We're gonna be on the outside.
You want to be on the outside?
It's him you go.
Where's Wesley going? With
He's
you?
coming with us.
Right. Burke, let's go.
Good
We're going
actual
inside.
whispering, everybody. Yeah.
We're great for camera.
Yeah, indeed. Television loves it.
Subtitles.
Check. Give me a awareness check.
All right, awareness. 10. Oh, I'm liking these 10s.
I'm praying from now on.
What's on 1? 11.
You're the luckiest man alive.
Well, I had my gun jam on me earlier, didn't I? So 11 plus, so 21 awareness, I think I've got, haven't I? 4
All right, yeah.
and 6,
See
yeah.
everything.
21.
You sort of like you're having this argument. Everyone's strung up along the wall. You just go and back. You see in that single frame, it's embedded into your retina. you see sort of scattered cargo containers in a kind of wide loading bay. There's an interior kind of staircase leading up to an overhanging kind of control room kind of thing, or an office. It's sort of the mirror of the outside in some ways. It's a very familiar kind of building archetype. Inside, there are bodies in various states of having just been shot. They sort of slumped against walls, lying on the floor, scattered about, and sort of patrolling back and forth are more figures in the same uniform as the person who's now lying dead at your feet, each of them holding SMGs and kind of patrolling around. In the glimpse that you get, you can't see necessarily 100% what they're doing, but they appear to be kind of like both guarding and searching, basically, like kind of casing the place.
Okay.
What do you see?
There are a load of bodies in there. They've all been shot, and there are another couple of guys in there. Like this guy I've just killed. Guns, armor.
Maybe hold him up slightly,
Yeah.
like this one.
Just like this sucker here.
So what, do these armoured guys, do they work there, or...
No, it looks like they could be looking for something as well. Maybe they're looking for the same thing we're looking for. The guys who are dead, maybe they're the... I've forgotten the name of the thing that's on your face. What is it? Arasaka.
Arasaka.
You work for Arasaka.
Maybe Arasaka. Maybe the body's Arasaka employees and these are some other guys after the same data.
Perfect.
Like, I don't think we're the only guys after this thing.
That explains why I can only hear clicks on the comms. They're definitely being covert.
We're gonna go inside and hide. There are plenty of cargo crates inside that we can hide behind,
I'll
okay?
hide, and your job is to murder those men.
I'm not gonna murder them until they've turned the power off so I can get a jump on
I
them
agree
with
with
red vision.
Like an old married couple.
Can I interrupt? Okay.
No.
We'll be listening. You can tell us when it would be advantageous for us to kill the power on whatever we find. Look, if we haven't found it, it's not going to happen, so don't rely on it. But just send us a message. If we can do something to help, we will. We'll wait for your signal.
Right.
We'll get into position.
Wesley says, "Oh, hey, I don't want to be trouble, but what should I do?"
You should come with us and stay quiet, like I said, Wesley.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna go off now.
Hey, Wesley.
We're gonna try and find this power box.
You don't recognise the armour on this guy or anything, do you? I mean, I just thought I'd ask Wesley because you've been absolutely useless so far. Maybe just one bit of luck would be
In
good.
fact, actually, I'm going to make Wesley do an awareness check. That's a 9. He says, yeah, he kind of turns him over slightly, and like embossed on the back of the
Why didn't we
flag.
do that? Why did I ask Wesley this? I could
Is
have done this myself.
the corporate logo for Militech, who are Arasaka's sort of fiercest rival.
Oh man, it's an aggressive takeover. This is corporate espionage.
I've taught you well,
but they're
Tim.
not
You know
really
all the lingo.
espionaging. It's just war.
And you would know from actually having been Arasaka employees that, like, and I guess Burke, you would know this specifically, the like tensions are rising. There have been several corporate wars in the history of the world, and specifically Night City, and you know, Arasaka and Militech are in some kind of Cold War state.
It doesn't seem that cold anymore. Do you know?
But the combat zone is the perfect example of a place where this kind of
It's
thing.
Korea.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just had a thought. Is there? This is an Arasaka building getting turned over by their biggest rival. You're an ex-Arasaka employee, as am I. This seems like a very good opportunity to get back in their good books.
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
I mean, we would be
I'm actually
turning our
thinking-
backs on quite a serious-sounding gangster.
Yeah, and a big heavy. He was big.
But yeah, you know, but Arasaka have got plenty of big heavies. They paid for MJ. They must have 6 MJs, maybe more.
No one like me, man.
My point being,
See another angle.
This could be a play here.
What we need to do is retrieve whatever information we've come here to get,
That gives us the leverage.
and then we can
Then we-
decide
yeah.
what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, we're going. We need to get this power off. We
Alright.
can't stay outside talking.
MJ, lead us somewhere safe inside, and we'll give you guys 5 minutes, and then
Well, no, just call us when you want it to happen.
that's going to be in 5 minutes.
Okay, it's going to be exactly 5
Wesley
minutes.
says,
Honestly,
I didn't realize punks were so careful.
So having looked inside and seen the layout of this place, I assume I can see a nearby cargo crate that I can instantly get behind and hide behind. With
Yeah, I'll also make you do a stealth check, but I'm going to give you a little advantage because you had such a good roll on the crit.
Right.
So.
Okay, so that's a 5 I have rolled. So 20.
That is sufficient. You sort of glide in like a PVC shadow. Behind a cargo container. And then, rest of you. What are you doing?
Right, well, I'm hoping
Phoenix.
when I did the tech scan, I'd also find out where the box was on the outside of the building.
So you give me another one because now you're kind of on the building, at the building properly. You've got a better chance of.
That's a 9.
Lovely.
Plus adding to my basic tech of 7, adding to my tech of 8.
So there's clearly something that's like shielded about the building itself, but you can see where those kind of the internal power cables kind of reach the wall.
Yeah.
And so you can see their sort of shadow, basically, their kind of shimmering outline. And it stretches around the building. Then so if the wall is here and MJ's just gone around this way and into the building, you need to go around the other side, if that makes sense. But that's the sort of logical direction. There are points of convergence. This is the second time today that you've tried to kind of determine the electrical structure of a building. And you just hope you cross your fingers and hope that it goes a little better than last time.
What you mean is you're not going to punch it instead?
What?
Which way are we going?
So, Burke, are you going with them?
No, I'm going to stay here so I can make the call and see what MJ's doing.
Right. So you stay there, Burke. These two head off around the corner. As you round the corner, you see that indeed there is a sort of an external junction box that controls some, if not all, of the power inside.
We've got Wesley with us. Just
Yes,
so
you do.
You know.
Yeah, great.
Can I still see these guys? Sorry.
They round a corner and then vanish from your view.
We can hear you, but we can't communicate with you.
I hope it's going well, guys.
So hang on, so presumably you're on a phone call to
MJ.
To MJ's phone.
Yeah.
So you have to have your phone to one ear, just so that there's a signal that he can pick up with.
Well, the phone's...
You don't have to be listening to Burke. It's more for us, but I mean, obviously.
But he needs to be calling somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, he
to be-
doesn't. He could have this phone in his pocket
We're
or whatever.
coordinating our attack.
Oh yeah. I
That's
think he's
true.
gonna
Okay.
really listen to you, mate.
All right. So you're at this junction box.
Okay,
Well, can you do anything?
well, yeah, let's get it open and then find
Yeah,
out what's
okay.
inside.
Give me a. It's locked.
Okay.
So you're going to need a strength check. One of you, either of you.
Do you want to give us... How about you do the strength check?
What is strength?
Strength feet under body.
Oh dear.
Can you... Well, your body will be stronger than mine, so why don't
I
you...
have a great body.
So why don't
7.
you open it up for me, rip the door off for me?
Okay,
You've
well I'll
got the
try.
strength.
I don't have a strength skill, but I will certainly. I'll certainly give it a go. I'll tell you what. I'll use a little luck.
Yeah. How much luck?
I've only got 2 luck, and I will commit one of those lucks.
Okay, plus 1. Go for it.
Okay, I believe in you.
It's an 8. Plus 1 is 9. Plus 7 is 16.
Pops off. Did you use your left arm for that?
Yeah.
Just to show off.
Yeah, it's a show.
Just to kill. Well done.
Weirdly, when they installed the cyborg arm, it's exactly the same. They made the same strength as the normal arm, which
Yeah,
is
they basically
very
did.
annoying.
Yeah, you have to pay extra for that.
I had to pay extra for that.
Yeah, so you can see the breakers for the building, basically.
Cool.
Right.
MJ.
Okay, so
MJ.
yes.
Yes. I'm safe.
Right.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm gonna have another look to see if I can see the position of these guards because I've forgotten the plan. How are we letting them know when to turn the power off?
Well, as soon as you're in position, we're going to say it out loud and then it's going to happen.
Right. I mean, okay. So I
we
would
are
like,
just shaking our heads, by the
would
way.
like to take
Well, I'm
another
looking at
look.
you because I can't hear it.
For my position of stealth, I'd like to take another look and see if I can see how many of the patrols and where they are. So I've rolled a 9 plus awareness 19.
That's
for
the
awareness.
lowest roll today, Venus. So again, another peek. You can see that there's one guard at the bottom of the stairs leading up internally, sort of almost guarding that staircase specifically. There's another guard kind of walking back and forwards. You can see him very clearly. He's just around the corner from you. And you can't see the other one because they've walked back in the container somewhere, but you can actually hear them.
Right.
So you can triangulate them all within the room.
The one standing by the stairs, does he have his back to me or is he looking out at the room?
He's looking out at the room.
Right. So if I moved out behind the cargo container, he would see me.
Depends which way you went.
Okay. How far away is he? How far away are the stairs from
He
me?
is about let's say 15 meters away. The one that's much closer, about 5 meters away, in the same
The one that's
direction.
patrolling is
So
5
like you
meters
peeked
away.
out from one corner, right? So a guy quite close patrolling, guy a bit further back, on guard, and then you can hear the other one off this way somewhat, and the cargo container stretches this way.
Okay.
MJ,
Yeah.
can you take any of them out without the lights being off and without the others seeing?
I don't think I can do it without the lights off.
That's a different RPG.
I need a seduction check.
You know, I like the lights off.
Jimmy's almost broken cover with like around
Big snort.
I'm still doing. Why are you laughing? What's going on?
If you want them to go, I think they know. If they're by the power socket, if they can hear me, if they can get this power off, do it now.
Guys, I'm gonna stay here where I'm safe.
What a surprise.
Okay,
I'm gonna pull the switch.
All right, you do.
you, yeah.
Thumbs up.
Phoenix pulls the switch, and the lights just go off, basically pitch black inside. Because they were dim lights anyway, right? You could barely even see it was lit from the outside. And suddenly it goes poof, and there's an immediate sort of like not shout of alarm, but like because they're wearing like helmets with masks, like a kind of static kind of exhalation of like something's going on, right? Your radio ears pick up intense clicking.
The last thing I say before you get busy is,
Don't forget to use your infrared eye.
I would have remembered.
All right, I am going to need some initiative rolls from everybody.
That's a good job. I'm on the outside by myself.
MJ right up at the top. Solos tend to go first. Then what was the next highest?
16.
16 for you.
Both of us have a 16.
All right.
Axel and
So
I.
you go Axel and then Jimmy. Then anyone beating a 15? What was yours? 10.
10.
Okay, so then it's going to be guard 1. That's the guy at the bottom of the stairs. Guard 2. That's the guy patrolling closest to you. Guard 3, the one you can't see. And then... Oh, I forgot somebody.
Wesley. There he is.
See, behind me was someone. At least someone got one worse initiative than me.
All right, let's do it. It's fighting time.
Okay.
Lights go out. MJ, you got time to act immediately.
Infrared goggles go on. I'm going
But you don't have infrared goggles. You have an infrared eye.
I am doing it how I want to do it.
Let's just focus on being
They're just a pair of
outside.
swimming goggles.
Just an affectation, you idiot.
So you can see clearly the heat signatures of the 3 people on the same level as you. You can also see a 4th and 5th heat signature up in the office.
Oh God.
There is another person up there, and another heat signature that is sort of a bit of a mess, like someone's bled a lot on the floor and they're slumped against the ground.
we're still on the phone, just
Okay.
in case. You wanna?
I'm going to need to try and get up the stairs somehow, but I think I need to thin these numbers out. I'm going to attempt to sneak up right behind guard number 2, who has been patrolling about 5 meters away from me.
Yep.
And I'm going to get my garrote out of my thumb and try
yeah.
the same thing that I did on the guy before.
You can bite your thumb at me.
I'm
So.
going to try and strangle him around the neck.
All right, give
to
me
death.
a melee strike.
Come on, Rob.
Don't fail me now.
It's murder time.
8 on melee, 6, and what do I add that to? Reflex,
Yep.
which is 8, 14 plus 8, 22.
Jesus. All right, 2d6.
It's a killing machine.
That's what we pay for.
That's a 2,
I mean, yeah.
and that's a 2.
All right, so that's 4.
4 damage.
4 damage. The thumb comes out. You, because I feel like I can't really apply his head armor because you're going straight for the neck, and you're hitting him. So fair's fair. Crack straight back onto the neck. I'm going with crack because the alternative is a lot grimmer. Yeah, and
wetter.
down to the ground. You have slain this gentleman.
Like a Hoover wire going back in.
Exactly. Give yourself
There is no Hoover wire alive that goes in that quick.
Like a tape measure.
like a Hoover wire that you have to just like
Snaps
like
back in your
around,
hand.
wherever it's tangled. You give yourself a thumbs up. All right. That was the guy who's patrolling, right?
He's right on the
Yeah.
left-hand side.
So that was number 2.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Axel.
There's a guard right by the stairs. He's not going to be able to see you, but if you come in making a clatter... I mean, what weapons have you got? You're not got anything good. If I was giving you advice, I would not do anything that compromises
my ability to get to him without being heard or seen, which I will do on my next turn.
You talk so much. Are you doing this as you garrote this guy?
So,
Do not
condense.
compromise my combat abilities.
Okay, I'll just stay here in the safe.
Is there anything else you can do that's useful? If you're firing a gun, it's just going to create noise.
I'm going to add a little something. I'm going to add a little something to the party. And what?
Party,
Is Sally coming out?
Yes.
Yes.
At this point,
snake.
Axel's his sleeves are already rolled up, but he rolls one of them up just a little bit more, and there's a light up snake tattoo. And
Right.
at this point, what he'd like to happen is for his cyber snake Sally to emerge from that tattoo.
Right, Sally.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
That's the
I knew you were going to do. So I just rolled Sally's initiative. She rolled a 10. So I roll it again. A 6. So
Sally's rolling.
yeah. So 16. So Sally actually slides into the initiative. Sally's 4th, if you will. Right next to you, 16 like everybody else. So Sally is engaged. And everyone's very pleased.
Thrilled, absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
I should maybe have checked this before, but what sense does Sally have of who's on my team and who's on the other team?
I don't. That's a good question. You have to give Sally an instruction as she deploys, basically.
Okay.
Like I assume that, like, she's a cyber beast, basically, like a robotic animal that just sort of slides out from under your skin.
I'm hoping that her technology is capable of sophisticated enough for me to say the guys in the Melitech uniforms. Any one of them.
Maybe this is sort of transmitted to her or it, sort of like via a kind of neural link before you. Like disgorge her, so it's sort of like you look down at the guy at your feet, the dead one, and go like, basically more of these.
Yeah.
And then sort of just like those like it's not like this, but those like sort of like t-shirt cannons for like party snakes. Thunk.
And that noise as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
And then, the tattoo slithers off you and becomes the mechanical twisting form of Sally, the cyber beast.
I love Cyberpunk.
It's good, isn't it? Next is Jimmy.
Yes. And Jimmy hasn't been party. Oh no, he has been party to. That's true. I was listening to your conversation. Jimmy had some ideas of his own.
Oh no.
But he's heard you requesting no distractions or giving away your position. So he says, Pheonix.
Yeah.
Are there any? Can you see any traps or anything above me? If I was to go up onto the roof, give us a third dimension, if you will.
Okay, I'll need to give you a roll for a tech scan. 8 plus 8 plus 7.
Yep. So you can see, like, well, it's not so much that there aren't traps, but like you can sort of, shuffle along and point him to I'm going to sort of take that as an action on your turn, if that makes sense, because I think that's probably a reasonable way of keeping things moving. You can basically point him to an angle by which he can potentially get up
That way.
using his unorthodox method of climbing.
Okay.
Obviously the stairs, like a lot of them.
Away!
Do you shout away?
No, they've developed technology, so I can just think it.
Go, gadget!
If you're going to rush and do this now, then it will be incur -3 as a second action on your turn.
I'm going to do that, Chris.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Okay.
What's that?
That's a 5.
Yeah.
Add 5.
Yeah.
Add 7, 17.
Lovely. I was looking for 15.
But wait,
There's more.
you said
-3. I did, didn't I?
I'm too honest for my own good.
Let's have
The
this.
rocket wrist has not helped us once.
Well,
I can't
so
say.
Apart from when it started this whole adventure.
You have to step back a
Yeah.
bit and fire it over the gantry. And you shoot it up into the ceiling. But as you climb up, you have to climb kind of bodily over the gantry itself. And you kind of pull yourself over it. But it's actually kind of like hard to both rappel and clamber over this thing at the same time. And you, basically that's as far as you get. You get onto the gantry and you thump down onto the metal gantry
Okay.
with a crash. You're standing there.
Nice, elegant crash.
Yeah, not like you're knocking stuff over, but there's a bang, basically. It's not a subtle landing. Neither is the sound of a fist hitting masonry, but your hand is still up because you're still climbing, right?
Yeah.
One of your
So I'm
hands.
basically halfway, and it's further up.
Yeah, you got like you're up the first story,
Yeah.
second story.
I
That's your second action.
Yes. Can I recall my fist? Does that require a?
I'll let you recall your fist if you want to stay there.
I'll stay here on the
Okay,
first
fine.
level.
Back. Inside, it is now Sally's go.
Yeah, it is.
Sally just slides off into the room.
Do me proud, Sally.
Come on.
You can see this because she's just slid into kind of like darkness. She goes straight. She goes basically into the containers and towards the person you can hear. She just rolled a 10. She just rolled a 15. So yeah, she hits for 4 damage.
Right on the ankle.
Where does she hit? That's the point. On the arm. Ooh. So like up this person's body and then clamps onto the arm. But 4 damage is insufficient to penetrate the padding on his padded armor.
Has he even noticed?
He's noticed.
Right.
But there's this thing on him now.
What the hell's this?
Next is the guard at the bottom of the stairs. You see him kind of like hand to the helmet, say, "Do you know we have hostiles in the building?" And then clicks on the helmet, and you hear this whine, and like purple light starts to light up in his visor. And he just like that's first action is activating his ultraviolet sight, which I assume would work. I don't know how ultraviolet light works. We're going to go with it. Cyberpunk. He has cool purple night vision. It's the important thing.
That's what it is. It's purple night vision.
Yeah.
Either way.
So my thinking about this is he turns his ultraviolet light on. He sees you holding this dude.
He's dead, the other dude.
Yes.
Yeah, the other dude that you've just killed, and then he decides to shoot at you.
But you've got like a fleshy shield.
We'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed for a fleshy shield. Not that I agree with that, by the way, as the med. I don't. But please don't use people with fleshy shields.
But if they are
But if they are
already just flesh,
pick them up.
shields.
Yeah, a burst of fire rakes towards you. 2 rounds from this sort of bullpup SMG strike you, and I'd like to find out where. 1 in the left arm, and 1 in the right leg. What is your armor in each of those locations?
4 for both of those.
4 for both of them. So in your left arm, you take 7 points of damage. So reduce that by 4 for your armor, and then your body type modifier reduces it by 3. But because it went through your armor, you still take a minimum of 1. So like your body type modifier can't reduce the amount of damage you take to 0, if that makes sense.
Right,
Because
so
it's just
1.
quite tough. So you take 1 damage in your left arm, and then you take in the right leg you take 1 as well, because it would be -4, -3. Take 8.
This is a fun game with friends.
So I'm going to need you to take a body check, as in a save, not a body check. Just check yourself before you wreck yourself.
So D10.
Yeah, roll under your body.
Oh dear.
Oh, no, now it's too. Like, they're all coming in high, and it's no good.
8.
That's the
What's your save?
My save value is 8.
Yep. So that's failed to go under. So let's see what.
He's having a little sleep.
So you basically, I just rolled for the overacting table, which is a good table, and you slump to the ground, moaning.
Moaning?
Well, it could be.
I would never do that.
Yeah, you've been.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I would never.
Okay, MJ
Round.
is stunned.
Oh dear. Oh
This
dear.
is bad.
What does that mean? Does it mean I can't act?
It means
now?
you need to make a save on your next go. And I've just rolled someone who's just been referred to into the combat order at this point. But I shall add the next round. It's only fair to have the next round because actually no, they're here now. Whatever. It's my game.
What does it say?
Juno.
Juno.
All right. So next is the guard in the dark, who is going to attempt just a strength check, which he gets a 5, a contested strength check. Why not? 7. He is stood in the dark trying to get Sally
Oh, yeah.
off his arm.
Sal was there.
Good.
That failed once. He's going to try it again, but with a -3, 9. Yeah, and then a 1 for Sally. So then the second time you just hear this, oh, Jesus! Maybe not. I don't know where he's from. And he flings Sally
Crumbs.
like against a cargo container. You hear the metal on metal.
How is Sally at this point?
She's all right.
Okay, good.
Next in the order is well, it's going to be Pheonix because you rolled a 10 as well, didn't you? So I think it's only fair if I put the NPC behind you. I'm so nice.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, you're outside with well, you're not with Jimmy anymore because he's just rappelled up onto the top of the building.
Okay, so I'm still outside
Yep.
by the fuse box.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go up the stairs.
All right, yeah, because you've rolled well to see the mines, you can go straight up the stairs, sort of carefully kind of tiptoeing past them.
I love the imagery of me
Dangling?
flying up like badly to sort of climb over the gantry as you just casually walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But that will be, I think that'll be your entire turn to do that because that's like 2 moves given how slow you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, you spend your turn kind of climbing up, you're down next to the kind of prone form of Jimmy.
All right.
Hey.
Good. Next is, you've left Wesley behind.
Yeah.
He sort of goes like, gives you a thumbs up like, seems like a good plan, and he walks back around the corner to go towards Burke.
Why is he doing that?
I missed Juno. Yeah, whoever that is.
Yeah.
You hear I guess your radio ears are on. You hear more intense clicking, and then a single shot is fired, and you see that there were 2 thermal signatures upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that these sort of things fades straight away, but the sort of maybe if you're in position on the ground, you can see that the sort of the profile, the second one, the one that was on the floor, sort of judders and then doesn't move. Doesn't necessarily go completely cold straight away.
The one that had the blood leaking out of it.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, indeed.
Well. Yes.
Well, indeed. And we return to the top of the order. MJ, make that
Why
save.
do I not ever make my saves? Unbelievable.
What's
3.
that? 3.
You've made the save.
You've made your save.
Okay, but that's my first action.
It is.
Okay, the guard that shot me, how far away is he?
At this point, about 5 meters.
Okay. It's time to get shot, isn't it, Mr. Guard? Or maybe it's time for the katana to come out. Am I close enough to strike him?
You'd have to move.
Would that also count as an action?
Yeah.
So
You'd end up
to be able to
minus-
attack him this turn, I have to shoot him.
Yeah. Or you could move and hit him at -6. I think
I'll go.
You're probably getting this
I think I'll go with my silenced Avenger. Though it doesn't matter that it's silenced now, does it?
right. No.
I love the flick of the ponytail.
Bear in mind, you
Does
can
it?
fire. You shoot 2 shots. So
Yep.
take a sec. Have you got 2 d10s over there?
2 d10s.
Yeah. Take a second one. Just roll them both at the same time. -3, obviously. And you're looking for a.
They're both 7. So they're
7.
both 19.
Yep. Both hit. So roll them both again. Give us some locations.
5 and a 9. 5 and a 9.
So 1 in the arm, 1 in the leg. We'll go with the 1 in the arm first. Give me the d6 damage, or however much damage it is.
It's 2d6 plus 1. That's a 1. And a 5, so 7.
7.
And that is a 6. And a 3, so that's a 10.
Okay. So he takes 7 damage to the arm, which with his body type modifier and his armor reduces down to just 1 damage.
That's tough.
Yeah, sort of wings. I mean, they're armored corporate forces. So yeah, the other one, 10, does 3 damage to his leg. So that's a little bit more substantial. The both shots. So that was the right arm and the left leg. It's almost like positioned to kind of send him like spinning in different directions, and he just sort of like spins and clatters to the deck, stunned.
Good. Good.
How far away is it? Sorry, are you done?
I believe I am done now.
Lovely.
Come with a
Burke.
car.
Burke.
How far away is the guy who's on the ground from me?
Which one? The one he's killed, or the one he's?
Is he killed or who was stunned?
Oh, the one he just stunned.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really see
Okay.
because this is all happening in the pitch black, right?
Oh, that's very true. And I want to ring Nix and just ask him to get the hell in this building.
Yeah, sure. You can probably shout at this point. I mean, there's a gunfight.
Nix! Chickens!
You just hear the revving of engines. Okay. All right. Jimmy.
Well, Jimmy has been listening to this conversation, obviously, all the conversations, and he shouts down to Wes, sort of quite a stage
whisper shout, yeah,
with lots of hand movements. When I say, turn the lights back on.
All right.
And
Wes goes like, good idea, and he goes back to he's ready at that switch.
Or can I retcon that to be to turn the lights back on? So do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. You instruct him to flip the lights back on. You're not too terribly affected by this because of the nature of your vision, but you can hear a kind of yell of surprise as the guards certainly are somewhat taken aback by this.
Can I do one more thing?
Yeah.
I want to affect a kind of loudspeaker what are those called? Those things called?
Tannoys.
A tannoy, like a bullhorn
like a bullhorn
thing.
kind of thing, yeah.
And I want to say,
attention intruders. This is Arasaka property. You are in violation of many laws. Lower your weapons and you will be unharmed.
You can certainly say that.
that's what I say.
All right.
Here we are.
You are surrounded.
Also, I want
All right. Give me on that last one. Give me a persuasion. Fast talking.
Do you have any points in that?
Yep. 17.
Interesting. All right. Yep. Fine. You will find out the consequences of this at a relevant time. Next is Sally, who's going to serve straight back at that dude.
She's in.
Come on, Sally.
She rolled a 1.
Oh, Sally!
Sally has failed.
Yeah.
Sally falls to pieces.
Sally just sort of, with the lights on, you can now see Sally sort of like coil up and fling herself at this guy, and then just like he steps aside and she just whistles past him and smacks into another container.
It was expensive, man.
The tat still looks cool though.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
The guard on the stair needs to make his stun roll and fails. He is stunned.
Stay down.
Oh,
And blinded by Jimmy's cool action, by the way.
Yeah, dude. The third guard is going to kind of like, I guess, just go like, I need to stop paying so much attention to that snake. In fact, yeah. He is going to sort of blearily raise his SMG and shoot at you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where am I now? Am I just on the floor in the open still?
Well, because you got up, right? And then shot at the guy. Then you shot the guy.
Yeah.
What do you think? No, I'm in a special bunker.
I wouldn't have just stood in the open. I'd be behind a container or something.
Well, you should have said that if
I'm
you wanted to get behind a
luckily,
container.
-3 for blinded by light or dust.
That's right, Jimmy's got your back. Jimmy knew you were in the open.
Yeah,
He's on the phone, listening.
He's about 15 meters away. He's going to fire his 3-round burst. That's a 1.
Oh dear.
My dice have given up. And then a 3. Yeah, this thing just, you just can't see, sprays it wide up the wall. And then next is Pheonix.
Okay, so we're both on the gantry, on the upper floor.
Now the lights are on and you can at least see in.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I have cyber eyes. I probably could have seen anyway.
Cyber eyes.
Yeah, I probably could. I probably could.
Another good song name, right?
Oh yes, Cyber eyes.
What are we trying to do? Are we trying to get into that upper room where that other person is? Are we gonna try and get in through a window?
Well, we're up here. That's oh, sorry. You're asking me in character. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's get in there. Scylla's purring.
Raring.
I mean, there's oversharing. Right, so we're on the upper
guitar.
level. Is there a window nearby that we can see?
It's like the windows are regular intervals at this level of the building.
Cool. So we can see in there. There must be there's the guy on the floor that we know has been shot. We've heard.
So you can see now that the lights are on. You can see in that office is a a woman who, in a similar uniform to the guards downstairs, who's sort of casting about, looking for the source of this alert from outside. This very loud honking that has emitted from Jimmy. And she is obviously of a sort of different order of, danger to the people downstairs. She's a little more heavily armored and has signs of some pretty sophisticated synth skin and grafted muscle. And she's carrying what you would recognize as a bit of a tech head as a laser cannon.
Oh.
But she seems confused, and she can't see you out the window because of the way light works. On the floor next to her is the clearly now deceased, thanks to gunshot, form of an Arasaka employee.
Okay.
Do I also see this?
Yeah.
Can you see the discs?
Yeah.
So good.
Is what we're after in there?
It really doesn't look like it. Like this is like the level of the building you're looking into looks pretty low tech. Like, again, like if you, let's say this place was completely empty and you walked into it from the outside, nothing about its interior or obvious exterior or interior appearance gives away what it's ostensibly for.
Are there any computers or anything in the room? Something that might have information on it?
No.
Pheonix, she doesn't know we're here. Let's maintain the element of surprise.
Yeah, I'm going to crouch back down.
Yep.
And I'm going to end my turn there.
Lovely. Okay, next is Gina. This woman that you've seen sort of like walks out into the top of the stairs. And then says...
The interior stairs? As in
yes, the interior stairs.
Down towards the
basically. And says, sort of like, oh, for heaven's sake. MJ, woman who walks onto the gantry, is obviously wearing a sort of like an open face helmet. It's your sister.
Dun, dun, dun.
Next time on Cyberpunk.
How's the relationship with your sister
We
again?
hate each other.
She lowers this heavy-duty laser rifle and she says, "Is it worth it?"
Looks like we're after the same thing.
You're not on your own, you know, MJ. There's going to be other people helping.
I wish I'd rolled this on camera because I literally rolled a 1 for where it hits, whoever it hits, and that 1 is a head.
Oh God, you've just...
You look like you're in charge here, and I just want to know if there's any kind of, what do you need? I can tell you what I need.
Tell us where the data is. We can stop this ridiculous fight.
Subscribe to PlayStation Access and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss a single episode. For the players.